Oh, Froot Loops.
Froot Loops.
Froot Loops. Froot Loops.
Froot Loops, Froot Loops, Froot Loops,
Froot Loops. 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 Froot Loops.
Froot Loops, Froot Loops,
Froot Loops.
Froot Loops,
Froot Loops. Froot Loops.
Froot Loops,
Froot Loops.
Froot Loops,
Froot Loops.
Froot Loops, Froot Loops,
Froot Loops. Froot Loops. Froot Loops. Froot Loops.
Froot Loops, Froot Loops, Froot Loops, Froot Loops,
Betty Froot Loops.
Froot Loops,
Fruit Loops.
Froot Loops. Froot Loops.
Fruit Loops. Fruit Loops. Fruit Loops. Fruit Loops. Fruit Loops.
Froot Loops, Fruit Bags,
Fruit Loops.
Froot Loops.
Fruit Loops. Fruit Loops. Fruit Loops. Fruit Loops. Fruit Loops. Fruit Loops. Fruit Loops. Fruit like Fruit Loops. Fruit Loops. Fruit Loops. Fruit Loops. Turn it. Fruit Loops.
Fruit Loops,
Fruit Loops.
Stop Fruit Loops,
Betty Froot Loops.
Fruit Loops.
And Froot Loops.
Fruit Loops. Fruit Loops. Fruit Loops. Fruit Loops. Fruit Loops. From Fruit Loops.
Fruit Loops,
Fruit Loops. 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 Fruit Loops.
Froot Loops.
Fruit Loops. Fruit Loops with blue loops. The Fruit Loops. Fruit Loops. Fruit Loops. Fruit Loops. And Fruit Loops. Fruit Loops. Fruit Loops. Fruit Loops. The Fruit Loops. Fruit Loops. Fruit Loops. Fruit Loops. Fruit Loops. Fruit Loops.
Fruit Loops, Fruit Loops, get the Fruit Loops, Fruit Loops, Fruit Loops, Fruit Loops,
Fruit Loops.
Fruit Loops, Fruit Loops, Fruit Loops,
Froot Loops.
Fruit Loops,
Fruit Loops. Fruit Loops.
just Fruit Loops, Fruit Loops,
Now Fruit Loops. Fruit Loops. Dot. Fruit Loops. Fruit Loops.
Fruit Loops,
Fruit Loops.
Fruit Loops,
Fruit Loops. Fruit Loops.
Fruit Loops, Fruit Loops,
Fruit Loops.
Fruit Loops, Fruit Loops, Fruit Loops, Fruit Loops,
Fruit Loops. Fruit Loops.
The Fruit Loops.
Fruit Loops come.
Fruit Loops,
Fruit Loops.
Fruit Loops.